This is one of the most fascinating times of the year for me. And it's not just because the harvest that's ongoing is a culmination of all of our efforts during the growing season. It's also because this is one of the times of year that I get to see the entire history of precision ag put on display. What I mean by that is that on one side of the fence, we may have a grower still running a 25-year-old YM2000 as his harvest monitor. And on the other side, we may have the grower that's got the brand new integrated yield monitor on his new combine or the latest Ag Leader InCommand touchscreen going on out there. And we have everything in between as we go from farm to farm. We see all of the technology that's ever been put out on display in the precision ag world in the fields this time of year. But that also gets me thinking, are the growers that are being thrifty really doing the best by themselves? It's great to save $1, but are they getting the maximum return that they want when they look at their agriculture spend and their precision ag spend? I'm Keith Byerly, Precision Ag Manager at Central Valley Ag, and this is your agronomy focus video that corresponds with my article on the CVA website. For a bit of context, my parents were children of the 40s. They grew up in households that survived the Great Depression and understood how to make something out of nothing. I grew up with that as my value set during my formative years and up through high school. When I went to college, I was exposed to for the first time to the throwaway generation. The kids that got new cell phones every 6 months or every year, they got a new computer after every semester. Technology was nothing but a tool that was to be replaced when new and better technology came along. So, as I looked at these two sections, it didn't take me long to figure out where I landed. I landed more towards the thrifty. Make something out of nothing, do it yourself, and make it last. But I then chose to do the exact what I thought was opposite thing and enter precision ag as a career field. I thought that you were always on the bleeding edge in precision ag. You always had to have the newest, latest gadget to be relevant and to be successful. It turns out that I was wrong. There are a lot of growers out there that do things with old technology as well as new technology. It is as much of a slice as Americana as anything else. On one end of the spectrum, we have the techies that have the latest, best gadgets. On the opposite end, we have the DIYers that make something out of nothing, and everything is in between is represented just like any other cross-section of America. But when I think about agriculture, is it okay to be a DIYer? Or is it okay to be thrifty and wait and let that technology be part of your farm forever? And I think that it is for the most part, with probably two pretty glaring exceptions. And those two exceptions are the planter and the steering system that you have on your farm. I talk about planters probably a dozen times a year in this forum, so I'm going to skip that one today and focus on steering systems, which isn't something that I talk about a whole lot. So why is the steering system something that needs to be modern, that needs to be updated, and needs to be current? Well, I think it's pretty simple to answer this. As we look at the new technology that we have in guidance and steering systems, we have new gyroscopes, we have new accelerometers, we have new cellular modems, new satellite constellations, new yada, yada, yada. All of these things are constantly evolving in steering and guidance systems. But why? Think about how we use those guidance systems on our farm. A guidance system probably goes across your acre no less than 3 times and maybe 6 or 7 times a year, depending on how you apply fertilizer and how you incorporate tillage into your operation. If you look at most of the other implements on your farm, they seldom go over your ground more than once or twice a year. So this piece of technology is used more than almost any other piece of technology that we have on our farm. So why do we choose to ignore it? You know, this cell phone that you have in your pocket, the average American cell phone is about 23 months old. The computer that you use in your house to check the weather, check the markets, do that stuff. For most of us, that computer is less than 4 years old. We replace those things as technology evolves and our needs to access the internet, our needs to have faster systems evolve. But if I look at that 8320 that's out on some of your farms, it's still got the same integrated Greenstar system on it. If I look at that CNH 270 on your farm, same story. Same story with Ag Leader systems. We run these steering systems to death until they die. Well, I'm here today to challenge you that this winter, I really want you to ask the question, is my steering system doing what I need? Is it meeting all of my needs, or does it need to be relegated to a secondary place on my farm or traded off for new technology? Because I think that that steering system can improve your quality of life, improve your operation, and as we focus so much on our input costs, improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of placing those on your farm to maximize your profit in another way that we don't think about every day.